And you probably didn't hear a word we said, but you got to see our beautiful faces on YouTube. Good evening and welcome back to Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 378. Today is Thursday, April 11th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap again between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
There we go. And you know what? The good thing is that we actually just fixed the sound before everybody even tuned in because the notification came like a minute late. So
perfect time.
Appreciate that.
Perfect
Today
time.
we will be talking about U.S. food retailer Alberson's using IBM's blockchain. Former PayPal and Google engineering exec joins back as the chief product officer. Telegram's Ton blockchain Blockstack, which has filed the SEC to raise $50 million in Regulation A crypto token sale. And of course, last but not least, South Korea universities partner to create blockchain campus with in-house crypto. But first, do we have a free CryptoCoin from yesterday? CryptoCoin winner from yesterday?
Unfortunately, no winner from yesterday. Actually, no question from yesterday. So no winner, but we will have a chance to win that free CryptoCoin today.
There we go. Get some shout outs. What's going on? Close71, Tessa Hall, Cornelius Broadneck, Shannon Allen, Jizzy Mac, Andre Durden, Fred K. Heyman, Morpheus Mine. Oh, that's what's up. Morpheus Mine said, what's up? Finally caught you guys live. Oh, man. Cornelius Broadneck, you know it. Say, I'm looking like a distinguished gentleman. I am a gentleman's gym officer and a gentleman, for those who don't know. Yes, I had some business yesterday. I had to shave the beard. So hopefully we'll be back in a week or two. We'll see what happens. What's going on, Allison? Hello.
Yep.
All right, top story of the day. Boom. U.S. food retailer Alberson's uses IBM Food Trust blockchain to track lettuce. That is
True.
Right. I love this photo. Again, compliments the Cointelegraph. Little Photoshop here. You know, you got a little grocery store in the background. You have the distributed technology, or how a distributed data set will look on the front end or as an overlay. And of course you have the lady buying her groceries with the calculator and all that good stuff. But it looks like United States food and drug chain Albertsons Companies has become the latest client retailers of IBM's Food Trust blockchain platform. The company confirmed in the press release on April 11th. How is this going to work besides being another centralized data set that IBM runs?
Well, I
will
say,
make it more efficient.
Yeah,
We'll say that.
I will say IBM, because it's such a big corporation, they have the money to make it efficient, to make it, in their opinion, permissioned, and the ability to move quickly. However, verification and transparency is the biggest thing about this. That is probably the biggest reason for this, because you want to know from farm to table how your food got there, and you want it to be tracked by math instead of humans, because you can always, jumble up the numbers using that. And this is what IBM has done with the Food Trust. They actually have a few clients, but this actually started in 2016 with Walmart in China. And other food giants such as Nestle subsequently came on board. And, most of the companies that are jumping on this for this food expansion are using IBM because their Food Trust program and blockchain is so expansive. Such a big company, and we actually saw IBM commercials, so they're in the blockchain business for the long term.
They say they're here to stay.
Oh yeah, so this is good to see. Second biggest grocery store in the U.S. to use this. We saw the biggest YouTuber moving to a blockchain platform. Now we have the biggest food chain, or second biggest, going to a blockchain platform. It's happening, people. So not surprised, but it's happening right in front of you.
PFC Wells said Food Coin was already doing that. No, for sure. I mean, it's one of the things too where this is one of those stages we're going to see in crypto where a lot of these companies and institutions, again, we talk about XRP and Ripple, how they actually made a good move to go after banks and institutions. Well, we're going to see that with these private blockchain from companies, from technology companies already established. Think about Microsoft, IBM, Apple. They're all going to have their own blockchain. And basically for them, that's going to say, hey, if you've already been a merchant of ours, a customer of ours, and I'm talking about small businesses or other big businesses, then they're going to say, if you want to keep doing business with us, you're going to come on our blockchain, do it that way. We can track everything. Because they, as IBM, or they as Oracle, I can see them doing, they as Microsoft or as Apple, they're taking ownership saying, as you said, we'll watch over everything and make sure this is good. When in reality, it's like, hey, we both could just use Bitcoin both ways. But instead, no, they're saying you're going to use our blockchain. But again, it'll be pretty cool to see them actually put it in use so people can see it works. Again, that's that base hit. And then finally, merchants will realize they can save even more money by migrating off of again, Oracle's or Microsoft's, or in this case, IBM's blockchain, and literally going to a truly decentralized one like Bitcoin or something where you can see it all. So.
True. And remember, people, decentralization is a spectrum. There is a lot of decentralization. Then there's all the way to complete centralization. They're somewhere in the middle. They're not completely centralized, but they're definitely not completely decentralized where anybody can download their open source software. So it is on the spectrum, and I think with big business, they'll have to find that middleman. It looks like they found it here.
Well, what's crazy is you talk about the spectrum. When it comes, I mean, technically, I get where they're going with it, because the biggest excuse we know is about the money, but the biggest excuse that they can keep this this game running, this scam running, is because traditionally in security has always been the centralized player supposed to be more secure, right? Versus the decentralized. Now technology is catching up, of course, and even surpassing it. But that is going to be their line of defense when they bring these small businesses or these other businesses over to their blockchain, saying, "Hey, we're going to watch it for you. You guys don't want to try to monitor all this information yourself. You know, use a laptop. Come on, Grandpa.
Yeah, we got you, man.
Right, we're going to take care of everything." Some more quick shout outs. What's going on, Crypto Q? Long time no see. New Legacy. Hello. Kevin Hodges, Gas and Cruise. Allison Thompson. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Others have the CryptoCoin. Okay, right. CryptoCoin wallet updated. Yep, get those updates in so we can get those winners.
Oh yeah.
They're CryptoCoin. Former PayPal and Google engineering exec joins Bakkt as chief product officer. Wow, who's this guy who is flip-flopping teams everywhere?
Oh yeah, well, Mike Blandina. He has over 25 years of experience in digital payments.
There we go, Mike.
Engineering, strategy, and operations. He'll be the new CPO of Bakkt, and one of the biggest things about Bakkt is that we don't even know if it's coming out yet, but this news actually gives people some hope that yes, it will come out, it will be soon. And this guy apparently at Google, at PayPal, he did his thing, so now he's moving on to Bakkt because, like we've said, blockchain industry is eating up everybody who has talent. So brought him in, and along with the people who are already there, they're looking to have one of the biggest platforms for digital assets trading and also real-time stats about Bitcoin going forward. So the institutions are coming, and they're going to hire the best people. And this guy, Mike Blandina, looks like the best guy for the job so far. So honestly, at the top, all these big companies, any name that makes it into these companies usually can move to another one. As we saw with like Facebook had somebody move to Coinbase, who had somebody move to JP Morgan. So it's whatever. But good for him, and we'll see what he does with Bakkt.
Right, for sure. I mean, hopefully we can get it launched. When are they supposed to launch in March?
That's what I'm saying.
They're waiting on the market. They're waiting.
Yeah.
They're waiting to launch Bakkt the same way the get rich quick folks are on the sideline with their money too. I mean, they're literally saying, "All right, 8,000. All right, we can launch in a week. Oh, it went back down to 4,000 or 5,000. We're gonna wait a couple more months, but hopefully it comes out soon. Like you said, they have this new guy from another institution, another couple institutions in who's done his thing. So we'll see if he continues to swing his home runs. Or will his luck run out?
They'll ever come out,
Right. Telegram's Ton blockchain is live in private testing mode, shows high speed report. Before we get started on this, I want to give a shout out to Telegram as well. If you have them on Telegram itself, if you're following Pavel Durov, the founder, CEO, one thing he put out as a message, I think it was a few days ago, basically was that he's implementing the ability for you to delete messages both ways. So the sender and receiver can delete a message in its entirety throughout, you'll have no more history. That's pretty cool because as we see in the past, usually only one side of the table can delete a message, that being either the sender or the receiver, and the other side still has the message as well. It was kind of troubling what he said about it. He said, while he doesn't think this is an issue, and certainly he hasn't had this issue, he does understand for some people they're going to want to do this. So in 25, he alluded to saying, should people bring up messages from you 25 years from now if you run for mayor? In my personal opinion, yes, they should, because it shows the totality of who you are and who you've been. But in general, he's saying that he understands there's been an issue, so he wants to make sure people can delete messages. So shout out to Telegram on that. But when it comes to Tons blockchain that Telegram has officially launched in private testing mode, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah. Well, they want to have, of course, a private test for the Russian devs to get the bugs out. But right now, the Russian devs that are testing it, they're using Tons blockchain in order to send messages and to, keep them private. You can delete both ways. And they have extremely high transaction speed because apparently you'll be able to use smart contracts to use some of the processes. So this is why this is big in our industry, because privacy is big, the ability to send messages is big, and we don't want WhatsApp and Facebook to take over everything. So you have to have the alternative, just like you got to have an alternative to banking. This is why Bitcoin is here. So this is why we have this blockchain, and they raised 1.7 billion. So I can guarantee you they will get those bugs out of there. 1.7 billion. So hopefully they will get all the bugs out, everything works, and then once it's up to production speed, we'll all be using Telegram at some point.
Right. Telegram's here to stay. They apparently have a great following behind them already. We use it. It's ingrained in cryptocurrency. And just to see how well it's worked in crypto, I mean, I think it's the next thing to really blow when more people hear about it. You got to understand, like, for it to have worked for cryptocurrency, that's like saying that the passcodes have worked for banking or whatever, right? A security feature have worked for banking. So this thing has literally worked for cryptocurrency, the fintech market, the blockchain market, all this industry and this ecosystem we're in. Telegram's actually worked. So, again, they're doing their blockchain, again, assuming it's going to be private, but I am interested in seeing how it's going to work, what features it will have, because as we just discussed Pavo, and we discussed him in the past, he is about independence. And we're seeing this today. I mean, Julian Assange, after 9 years, he's getting arrested for information he gave us about our government. So this would be pretty good to see. Another layer of security that I'm sure people will enjoy having. And once the mainstream finds out about it, like, wait, people have been using it to secure crypto and talking about crypto. Oh, yeah. I know I can use it to talk about.
Yeah, to do regular group chats.
Right, exactly.
And politicians, too, and powerful people who want to hide messages. Nobody's email servers can get hacked now. Well, they're really going to start using Telegram.
Right.
So.
I mean, expect, our politicians to use it more than anybody.
Yeah.
Blockstack files with SEC to raise $50 million in Regulation A+ crypto token sale.
Wow.
That is right. Way to be scared to go out on your own. It looks like Blockstack, the New York-based blockchain software provider, launched in 2017 to create the infrastructure for a decentralized internet, which kind of doesn't make sense to me, has announced it intends to raise $50 million in a token sale that will leverage the SEC's Regulation A+ crowdfunding exemption. It looks like while the move still requires regulatory review, the sale will enable Blockstack to raise capital through the U.S. securities markets via a subsidiary, Blockstack Token LLC, which will sell a token called Blockstack Stacks, STX, and a securities offering designed to be more flexible than the IPO. Okay, what is going on here? My head's about to explode.
Exactly. It's kind of a corny name, Stacks. However, basically, this is what happened. If you've ever seen ICO, get some stacks.
Right, I can tell. They're in there doing that, right?
Come on, man. Yeah. Well, if you've ever seen an ICO, you get on the website. They have a supply of tokens that they sell to you at a price. In exchange, you send your Bitcoin or you send your money to them. And when they raise that money, they're supposed to work on the actual business or have the business in place to actually make your token more valuable, and hence in the future you make more money. So what they did with this was they have a fund of people who bought some of the 295 million tokens that were available for sale between 12 and 30 cents. And Harvard's name came up because their endowment fund is actually directly involved in the purchase. The filing actually says here, the token advisory board consists of 7 members. 3 are designees of affiliates of the Harvard Management Company, Lux Capital, and Foundation Capital, respectively, limited partners of the QP fund, which have purchased an aggregate of 95,833,333 Stacks tokens. So they have, as a group, bought 98 million of these tokens in ICO. I mean, really, listen to what we're saying, people. Harvard's endowment fund bought into an ICO. This is 2019. Like, I never would think that an endowment fund, because we've said all along, even though a lot of ICOs are scams, the process is perfect. It should be pretty easy to buy tokens or buy into a company really simply. And because it's A+ regulated, you don't have to be an accredited investor. So that's another piece of it. However, if you use the SEC, they definitely want to keep it on the up and up. They don't want to have to come back and give that money back like some companies. And this is the future. You're literally hearing us tell you the future right now. So for the first time ever, you have the SEC having their own ICO, or having an ICO come out with non-accredited investors, and Harvard endowment is involved. Wow.
This is, again, we're seeing it now. And expect a copycat approach. Harvard's not going to do it, and we're not going to see any other universities. I mean, give it another 3 months, right, and see how many universities have jumped on as well, if not already.
Yeah, Stanford's next, MIT.
You talk about Stanford. I mean, Silicon Valley, all that good stuff. I am sure they've redirected funds, their endowment funds, toward crypto the last few years, whether we know it or not.
Yep.
I mean, somebody was over there like, look, just send me 10, 20,000. All right, I'll show you.
Oh no, they have. They officially have. MIT, Stanford, Carolina, and Harvard. All their endowment funds are either directly investment in crypto or invest in a crypto fund. So, hey man, that's where the smart money is going. Supposedly.
What's going on? SJ Smith finally caught a 3ish show live. What's going on? PFC Wells said if you're doing international, Telegram is a must for sure.
Yep.
Dylan Darchinville said BK in the building. What's up? What's going on down at Muhammad Richard? What's going on? Smash those likes and shares, people, for sure.
Yeah. Everybody watching on Facebook, make sure you like and share.
All right, last but certainly not least, South Korean universities partnered to create crypto blockchain campus with in-house crypto. That is right, you heard it. Shout out to Cointelegraph, another amazing photo of a brain, distributed brain with the little graduatory hat on there. I don't know what they call those things anymore. It's been a long time, people.
Man.
I threw mine up and away. 2 South Korean universities will develop an entire blockchain campus with its own cryptocurrency. Locally English daily news outlet Business Korea reported on April 3rd. Yonsei University, which already has an active blockchain community, will partner with Pohang University of Science and Technology for the initiative, which should launch in the second half of 2019. What is going to go on with this campus, this research center? Why are they doing their own cryptocurrency? What's it about? Give us some information on this.
Oh, yeah. So they're developing a blockchain-based knowledge sharing system called Ingram, ENGRAM, which features a reward system with a altcoin called Neuron. So basically what happens is the more you learn, the more you get rewarded with this altcoin. And we've seen that with different platforms.
So we've seen a couple
Coinbase,
times.
Exactly. Coinbase rewards you with BAT if you learn about BAT. A few other tokens like CryptoCoin for education. The more you learn, the more CryptoCoin you earn. These tokens will be able to be used for goods in the university cafeteria. And they'll also have a blockchain voting system so that no falsification of results can occur. And
can't wait to see that in action.
Exactly. We've seen this coming from a lot of different areas, but from a school standpoint, the ability to have first of all, the fact that you have to pay for your own transcript to go into a job to give to somebody is ridiculous.
Ain't nobody printing that many transcripts. Listen.
Come on, man.
This ain't the 80s or whatever year y'all was doing all that printing.
Garbage.
Listen, I want a free trial. Was it like $20 too?
Yeah,
come on.
And they hold it from you if you don't pay it.
Yeah,
which is crazy to me. It's like I just paid thousands of dollars to do this, and I can't get a record of it. Right, get out of here.
$475.
Exactly. So this campus, is going the opposite route and saying, hey, everything you do is tracked on the blockchain. It's tracked initially, and then every voting system. You can't falsify your records. You can't falsify your grades. And when it's finished, it could just be available to you because everybody has access to those actual records. So shout out to them.
It'll be on that school's blockchain.
On that school's blockchain. But it'll be anonymous people as far as the public keys.
Right.
Yep.
That is something I can get with. When we talk about these centralized that's a good centralized blockchain.
Yep.
If every school in the country was on one, I don't know, what's the accredited thing, I guess, of all colleges out there?
Nah.
Whatever that is, right?
Pearson and View.
Well, whatever is out there that accredits colleges, if we had a public blockchain, still public in the sense of anyone can see it, whatever. Maybe it's private in the sense they maintain it. But for something like this, it's like, all right, we don't need to maintain that one. We give you that. It doesn't need to be totally decentralized. But if you can create that own blockchain like that own data set where everyone can see it, and you can have transcripts, like you said, with the public key to match it.
Yep.
Now we're talking. All right, there we go. That makes sense to do it like that. I would even be, I would be inclined to say, hey, you guys can charge everybody a fee, whether it's a transaction fee, when things are entered or taken off that blockchain, whatever it is, that makes sense. It could still be low cost, and as long as you're doing it across all schools. I mean, you can do it across all schools across the world. That will make sense as a good business. But again, this is pretty cool to see. I can't wait for it to come out because, as you said, it's like a college testing what could be the future of governance in countries. Because this is the same thing we talk about when we say we want to be able to vote on apps for elections or election processes or bills or things going on in our neighborhood and city. Like, this is the beginning of it. So we can see that happen here with colleges displaying that with, as you said, what are those things? I can't remember the transcripts.
Transcripts.
With transcripts, and that would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and even going further than that, long term, when you're young, if they start at the elementary level and they can actually track,
you can have all
of that information, and then going into the job world or going into business.
Just give me a public ID.
Yeah, just give me a public ID.
I can just look up like everybody else.
One scan a QR code, everything.
I like that.
And even though it seems quote unquote creepy to some people, the privacy aspect of it is what keeps it from being open to everybody. Right. So you will have that privacy. You only can display it if you have the private key, which you will have. So that is crazy. South Korea is way ahead of us. Yeah. We gotta catch up. I've seen little kids buying stuff with Bitcoin in South Korea. And here you can't get, grown adults to even learn how to scan a QR code for 5 minutes. So way ahead of us.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to South Korean universities that's doing that. We're definitely going to keep in touch because, again, if they launch this program and it works, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
At this point, what comes next? We're going to have an app. Like, these are things. You're going to have a website. You're going to have an app. You're going to have a way to check this. It's going to be streamlined. They're going to make a good UX for, the end user and all this stuff. You got 18-year-olds entering school.
Yeah.
So they do this the right way. Literally, all we'll have to do is take a lot of this information, especially to make some of it open source, and just duplicate it for what we want to see in a government's point of view when it comes to politicians and city and state government and all that federal government.
Oh, yeah. And Morpheus Mind said national voting should definitely be on blockchain already. I agree with you. I actually saw an idea where somebody said that the issues that you can vote on should be like Tinder. So you should be able to just look at the issue, flip it over, see what it actually is, and say yes, yay, or nay as a poll. It wouldn't be your actual vote, but at least they would get an idea of what people are thinking. Because there's no reason why 15 people should sit in a room and talk about what they think, and then they come back and tell it, no, we want to hear it too. So that would be very easy to put on a system, and then on the blockchain, everything's verifiable.
Yeah. Hey, Gervais, I'm glad you came back around. I wasn't sure what you meant, but I got you. Gervais Wright said every baby should get a private social security number. For sure, as far as using it for something like this. Again, these are the things that make sense. But, we know the deal. We know the game right now. It isn't controlled by a bunch of people who want to do what's good for countries. It's literally controlled by a bunch of business people who want to do better for their businesses. So until we can at least communicate that or show that this would be good for business as well, this would probably be stalled out. But, it's interesting. Wired Sparks said, my 12-year-old daughter is deep into anything South Korean, and she has a working knowledge of crypto. Nice.
Shout out to her. You got to teach the babies. Teach the babies.
For the free cryptic coin, what are we doing today?
Oh, yeah. So for the free cryptic coin, we discussed earlier Blockstack being the first SEC-approved ICO. Do you like it? Do you like that it's Reg A for non-accredited investors? Do you think it's a step in the right direction? How do you feel about them regulating ICOs from here on out? Put that cryptic coin address and we'll send those free coins to you. All
right. And want to give one last shout out. Edwin IT just checked in. Said, mark me absent today, fellas. I know class is over. As we just text back, Edwin IT, we are the infamous people for coming when class is toward the endings already. So you're never late. You get to sign in. That's all that matters.
That's all good.
All right. Other than that, you all have a great Thursday, and we will see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Have a good one.
Cheers.